All right, what is going on, Laker fans? Appreciate you guys tuning in, doing a little Lakers talk tonight. Just actually had a topic that I want to get into that I think most Laker fans will be interested in as well. So I thought, why not throw an audio version of this up on YouTube? So I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Um, D'Angelo's fit. I want to just kind of focus on D'Angelo Russell for a quick second, and you guys can feel free to let me know what you guys think about. We got such a small sample size with him. Granted, he was a Los Angeles Laker for a couple of years, but I'm kind of fascinated with his fit with the Lakers. I thought when the trade initially went down, I wasn't discouraged. I think anything without Russell Westbrook, you could have signed me up for it. It was clear. We saw plenty of games that to obviously prove that Russ was not a good fit with the Lakers. Certainly not a good fit with LeBron and Anthony Davis. So I was as eager to move on from that as anybody. I was actually eager to move on from Patrick Beverly as well. I think we just had way too many guards and none of them that were elite in their position or elite in their spot. And when the trade went down for D'Angelo Russell, I kind of hesitated, like, all right, that's interesting. Will this guy, what is he now at this stage of his career? Now, he's only 26 years old. Remember, he played with the Lakers, what was it, that 2005 to about 2017, then Brooklyn, then the Warriors, then Minnesota for, I think, not 3 full years, but maybe 2.5 years, something like that. No, I think it was actually 3.5 years, something along those lines. And now with the Lakers. So he's been around. I just got to be completely honest, Laker fans. I love his fit on this team. It's super early. And to make any determination on these trades that the Lakers made or really kind of know what kind of team this team's going to be, you need 15 games, 20 games, something along those lines. But does it not seem like a world of difference having him as point guard than having Russ or having Pat Bev or even Dennis Schroeder, who's, I think, done a remarkable job. Off and on, right? Sometimes he'll give you 27 and then he'll give you two. But to have an actual natural point guard that is much more he dissects the game so much more than just driving 140 miles per hour and not really knowing when you're going to churn. It is starting to be a real highlight for me that, damn, I want to watch more D'Angelo Russell. So a couple things here that I want to take away. By the way, feel free to comment below if you got some thoughts on that. If you agree with me, disagree, I am curious to get your thoughts. If you think that, man, there's some light at the end of the tunnel with D'Angelo Russell on this Lakers team. But I'm gonna read off a quote LeBron had yesterday. He said, I know D'Lo is really good, shifty point guard. He can space the floor, very crafty, very deceiving with his quickness, the way he plays the game. Um, does it not seem that in that one quick game that we got a chance to see it, didn't it seem like it was a lot smoother for the Lakers to just, there felt like there was a lot more of a flow, that everything wasn't on LeBron James, that D'Angelo is a smart enough point guard to know, I got AD down there. Let me feed AD the ball. AD 13 to 17 yesterday from the field. But D'Angelo is also a threat. He can get to the basket. He could set up other guys. He had a lob yesterday, kind of a no-look alley-oop to Anthony Davis. There's going to be a lot of moments where Bron can take a second and just kind of, okay, go ahead, D'Lo, go to work. Go work a two-man game with Anthony Davis, or go create for somebody else. He'll find guys to dish it to if they're actual shooters. And then on the other side of it, it's also Bron being able to look at D'Lo and say, okay, I'm going to try to make a move. I'm going to try to get to the basket. If they collapse on me, D'Angelo will hit that open three, or he's, 39% from three, something along those lines. It's such a small sample size. They've only played one game together, but I think there's some excitement there of what's to come in the rest of the season after the All-Star break. Now, only 23 games left. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's a dangerous, dangerous situation for the Lakers, this hole that they've dug themselves in. And then you go look at, some of the games that they have remaining on their schedule. This stuff is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but There's also a lot of average teams in front of them. Pelicans 30-29. Minnesota lost today. I think they got outscored by 19 against the Wizards at home. They lost. They're 31-30. Warriors are 29-29. Thunder are 28-29. Jazz 29-31. Blazers 28-30. I mean, I understand that the Lakers have not helped themselves out this season, but at least you have a lot of teams that can lose any given night. Now it's just a matter of, can the Lakers string together 5 of 6, 6 of 8, 8 of 10? Can they do something like that in these final 23 games? But I really just wanted to do an episode and focus specifically on D'Lo. He seems like he's a really, really nice natural fit for the Lakers, a pure point guard that he's not going to drive 140 miles per hour, but he's going to go 45 miles an hour. The windows are going to be down. He'll be calm, cool, and collective. And I think that's a breath of fresh air for a lot of Laker fans out there. He had a quote yesterday, too, that I liked. He said, I love these moments. There was a point in the game, he hits a three in the second half, and then he went out towards, the fans. I think he said something like I never left, something along those lines. But he said, I love those moments. We had Bron tonight. We seemed a little more fluid. Everybody pitched in. Everybody played a major part in keeping the lead, maintaining it, getting stops. I like what we showcased tonight. I'll go back to it. I know they're 13th place out of 15 teams in the Western Conference. I know they got a long way to go, and I know it's basically zero sample size, but I personally think D'Angelo Russell is going to be a really, really nice fit for the Lakers moving forward, and that's obviously the hope. And Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, I think all these guys. I was a big fan of the starting lineup from yesterday as well. I'm curious what that can grow into. I mean, the stars are still going to have to be the stars. LeBron's still going to have to be, out of these next 23 games, he's going to have to play, at least 20 of them. Anthony Davis will, he can't give you those 22-9 games. He's going to have to give you 28-12. It's going to have to be nights like that more often than not. And then D'Angelo has to thrive in his role as well. But at least it gives you some hope that, okay, we haven't seen this yet. We saw what Russell Westbrook looked like. We saw what Patrick Beverley, Dennis Schroeder in the starting lineup. We saw what that lineup the last year and a half with LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russ. We already know what that looks like. This is a little bit different. This might, I think this definitely yields some optimism to see where the Lakers go from here. Okay, final thing that I'm going to do here, and then that's it, Laker fans. Then I'm going to go enjoy my All-Star break for a little bit. Final thing I'll do on this one is some of this Kevin Love chatter. I mean, who knows? By the time I'm done with this episode, he probably ends up signing somewhere. But I think the chatter is kind of interesting. Kevin Love finalizing a contract for a buyout. Or no, he did finalize a contract for a buyout. And Lakers were amongst one of the teams out there that was kind of rumored. I think the Knicks, the Warriors, the Suns, the Heat. Thought I saw something about the Dallas Mavericks. Or no, maybe that was the Suns. I don't know, Laker fans. I guess I don't know what Kevin Love is going to bring at this stage of his career. I think last year he shot 39% from three. And for a Laker team that's always looking for extra guys that can hit threes, hit that open shot. I don't know if that's the player. Let me just give you an example. You want him or do you want Vanderbilt in? You want him or do you want Rui in? And I just use those two guys as an example because that's kind of what you did is you went out and got both of those players. Now, he's still 34 years old. I'm going to actually look up his stats a little bit here just because I'm curious with these last couple of years, what he's been doing. So this year, about 8.5 points, 6.5 rebounds. Let's put it this way. If Bron and Rob Pelinka and Anthony Davis and D'Angelo and some of these guys are like, hey, we've got to get Kevin Love. We have an opportunity. He wants to come here, went to UCLA, whatever. You just kind of put all the pieces together from Santa Monica, or at least born in Santa Monica. If there's a big push and Kevin Love wants to be here, okay, cool. If he ends up with another team, okay, cool. I don't think I'm going to lose sleep over it. I don't know how much impact he's going to have at this stage of his career. I think he's definitely a name. I definitely think he's somebody that has had success and won a championship with Braun. So, however it plays out, it plays out. I don't think I'm losing sleep either way. If you feel passionately about it one way or another, you can feel free to comment. If you're on this channel a lot or you're new to the channel, I appreciate you guys coming on. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. Would love to have you guys a part of the show on a more consistent basis. Laker fans, appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night, and thanks for tuning in.